The first thing I did today when I woke up is buy myself some more XRP. I right now have a $700,000 trade on XRP open over on 𝗏𝗏. You can see we're down a few $1,000s right now as we speak, but I personally think that XRP is gearing itself up for a massive breakout towards the top. I've been thinking about it, really. In like one of the worst case scenarios, I'm gonna be down on this trade for what? A few days, a few weeks. There is no more time. There is time for a bit of a crash, like a move downwards and then we go back. But if we move down and it's not based on war and not based on just a massive catastrophe that has massive consequences all around, just a crypto crash or a bit of a stock market pullback, I'm going to be inserting extra millions of dollars into purely XRP. This is beside my spot holdings. This is beside Bitcoin. This is beside everything. I'm just only talking about XRP here because of the risk to reward associated with it. And the fact that every single time XRP pulls such a pattern, it just rips and everybody starts talking about it. Again, what invalidates this? If all of a sudden Bitcoin kicks the bucket, most of these altcoins won't go for a massive gain campaign. But then again, when we look back at the whole January period, there was actually a time where XRP was the gainer and the rest of the crypto market followed. It could happen yet again. I mean, from a lot of angles, it does sure look like it. But by the way, if you also want to trade crypto or you want to join our team, which I'll be talking about in just a second, you can find the link to 𝗏𝗏 right down here below. And the reason I am telling you guys I'm using this platform is one, because you can use it in every country. If you're in America, you might need to use a VPN, but they don't require KYC. And as you can see, I'm trading hundreds of thousands of dollars on it, it's all fine. But more importantly, because they've got a trading competition going on right now with upwards of $4 million worth of prizes. I'm not sure if we'll be hitting that, but right now the pool is about 200K. And if we scroll through, our team is not in the top yet in terms of volume. No, that is a group here of a few whales, apparently only 30 people. That got a lot. I should quickly say that right now, if you deposit more than 2K, you actually get $300 for absolutely free, but today is the last day for that. So as you can see, claim $300 deposit bonus. That's the end of the day, right? So if you still wanted to claim it, you've still got some time, but link for that is down below. Is the main platform we use for trading though, so yeah, now you know. But if we take a look at team P&L, so not volume but P&L, we're not doing too bad as we are in the 19th spot with 55 or about 56% gains. So if a couple people come on in and actually just get a couple good trades going, our team gets even higher in the rankings. But right now, I think our team is only winning like maybe $8,000 or something like that. Like you don't look at this number at the end. I think it's about 5 or maybe 7 or maybe 10 times that. Because if you scroll through, for example, this guy's team, it says the reward should be 2,800, but if you click through it, you can see that individuals are winning 1,600, 1,600, 1,600, 1,600, 1,600. So obviously it must be a lot more. I think this number is still maybe based on, you know, something else. But beside those trades, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on in macro right now. I'd say one of the most interesting pieces is that US national debt has officially reached a new all-time high for the first time since February. So things have started to speed back up again. Matter of fact, they're falling off a freaking cliff. All right, when you really start looking at it, things are quite bad right now, like quite really freaking bad. And I mean, we've also got this very interesting Trump video. Let's give this a little watch.
Who you've been pressuring to lower interest rates. He's facing accusations of lying to Congress, which is a potential crime about the opulent.
Well, he should resign immediately. We should get somebody in there that's going to lower interest rates.
Do you want congressional
Why don't you call for his resignation?
Do you want congressional Republicans to investigate and pursue?
It's okay with me. I think he's terrible. I think, look, we're paying, I call him too late. T-O-O, too late, like Too Tall Jones for the Dallas Cowboys, right? Too late. He's always late. But he wasn't late with Biden before the election. He was cutting him like crazy. It didn't help too much, did it? But he was cutting him like crazy before the election with Kamala and Biden. He was trying to get them in, I guess. I don't know. He was recommended by somebody that worked for me. I like you better.
If I can ask this.
I mean, there's really an interesting feud going on between Trump and Jerome Powell, but I guess because the entire, the situation in the US is just I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, on the one hand, I'm seeing this all as quite a positive thing, because regardless of all those policies on the Fed front line, which have been pretty garbage, or at least not to Trump's liking, we have them saying some really good things. I mean, U.S. House says it's taking historic steps to ensure the U.S. remains the crypto capital of the world. I mean, regardless of what you think about anybody over there, that's pretty good. I mean, you could be wrecking everything. You could reckon all the bullish thoughts, all the positivity with just one additional announcement. I mean, President Trump just now said they'll be making some new trade announcements for at least 7 countries this morning. I mean, right now it's already morning for a lot of people, but we're talking about the United States morning, so a few more hours until we get some even more trade deals. And I mean, I believe that around right now is where the deadline is going to come in for all the 90-day pauses. I mean, he's already been letting go some new tariffs for some countries, but still more have yet to be delivered rather soon. You can see here on July 9th, which again is basically right now, we're getting ourselves some more tariffs as the 90-day pause will basically expire on every single one of them. I wonder if something really bad is going to come out. I kind of guess not, because otherwise he would have probably included it in the first list of countries, but hey, who knows. Here's, by the way, my analyst sharing some really interesting data, by the way. So he said Bitcoin on the 4-hour, as expected, price has been pushing after hitting the lower trend line in a great impulsive fashion. We swept our confirmed buy zone, depending on what exchange you use, and price seems to be in position to make a new all-time high. The bulls right now are in charge. I saw some comments stating that, no, really, don't fall for this, be careful, and I'll state one very, very important thing. As it currently stands, the bulls really seem to be in control. Like, if you look at the overarching price action, you actually, I mean, if you overarch it all the way, you think, oh, this is amazing. If you overarch it over like a week or a few month time span, though, you really start to see what's going on right here, right? We slowly but surely just keep climbing up. The bulls kind of don't seem in control when you take a look at it from the last 3 months perspective, from May up till now, because we had ourselves a peak, right? Let's just call it $111,000. We fell all the way below 100,000. Right now are recovering, but are failing to break the previous levels. I mean, even though we did see a highest weekly close, for some reason people are overlooking that. They're not looking at what the price of Bitcoin did the last week, just this Sunday, and that it was able to close at its highest point ever. No, they just overlook the fact that we are not able to really get above these previous heights in terms of spurts, right? Because Bitcoin is failing to break new all-time highs. But I'll state this, you can look at the Bitcoin chart whatever way you want, but if we're not breaking 120, if we're not going 140, all these new levels, I'm not really interested. Like, this is all peanuts, it's all pocket change, we're doing nothing. And every single day I wake up, I am hoping, so hoping, that we get another massive break. And I'm not talking about the upside, I'm talking about down. Like for XRP, I would be very glad if we were to go back to the $2 range again, but this time not based on war. Even $2.14 and minus, I'll take. All right, I'll be scooping it up like no tomorrow because I know it's a good trade. We've seen that time and time and time again. I've told you this 1,000 times. With Bitcoin, the same applies. If we're able to go below $100,000 yet again, it is always a buy. Again, you might be down a little bit for just a little bit of time, but it always seems to turn around. Unless you think it's going to zero, but if you do, show me your massive shorts, because nobody's willing to do that. They all think, oh, the crypto market will go up, but those buts are all very, very temporary. From a risk-reward perspective, it still makes sense to at least get yourself some position in and then potentially readjust later if the price does start coming back down. Again, we added to this 700K position time and time again because we were afraid of the price going down lower. I still can actually, just for fun, even just with only 10x leverage, we can still add 3.5 or something like that $1 million to the position. Why am I not doing that? Well, because I think a 700K trade is pretty good, right? There's some people that are probably sitting on $100 million, $200 million, trading with 1-2 million. Why? Because that's what their strategy told them to do, so to speak. In this case here, we could definitely open it up more, but I know I have massive XRP holdings in spot, just in my cold wallet sitting. I have massive Bitcoin holdings. I have a lot of other coins. I'm very comfortable even if I open 0 trades. Why do I open them though? Because I also have a lot of money sitting in dollars that I'd rather put to use. But instead of buying everything, in this case, let's say there's $500,000 in the account in total, right? So we have $500,000 in this account. I could only buy $500,000 worth of XRP then. With some leverage though, I'm able to here buy 700K, potentially actually buy myself a few $1,000,000 if the price goes down lower. But again, to keep myself safe, it's only very minimal right now for the account side. Why? Because I prefer to just chill and not look at it too much, and it's also to prove a point, all right? There are ways to trade slightly better with a better edge if I was not recording everything, not making the video right here. Why? Because I think it looks cooler to keep these open for a bit longer. Well, in theory, I think I could also actually just make more use of these shorter term swings, but I wanted to showcase that we actually have a trade that is going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars in the plus, right? It's not that fun for me to cash this out once we've only made 20, 40, 50,000 bucks. It's not that interesting. We want to make sure this one hits big. And when I say big, I kind of want it to be at least $1 million. But I'm also satisfied enough when it's maybe, I'm going to say like 400K or something like that. If we're $400,000 in the profit, I'll probably cash out a good chunk of it. Not even the full thing because it's not enough. But that's again where some people might call it greedy. I call it, theoretically speaking, I could just sell some XRP that I have in spot as well and keep the position open. It's kind of like the same. To me, this is not an amount that I'm ever going to lay awake over. Obviously, I am realistic in saying profit is nice. I prefer to cash out $400,000 than cash out zero. Don't get me wrong, right? I still want profit. I'm not a freaking moron. But I am saying that I really want to take this one big or go home. I don't really care for all the intermediary stuff. I don't care for doubling it in terms of our original input of 70K. No. We want to go big or go home. You've seen this trade be minus $100,000. Right now, it's only minus 6K. I don't mind it going back to minus $200,000 because I know where it will eventually go and I have time. All right, even now, I just bought a little bit more. I'm going to buy again. Let's just for fun's sake, we're buying another $34,000 right here at this price right now. Right here. Right there. We added another, like, I don't know, $30,000, $40,000, $707,000 XRP trade. Was that smart? Not really. But again, this is to prove a point, the fact that we will flip this around. Even if you're freaking top blasting every single time. Again, should you be replicating this? I'm not saying that. I am saying, even with me doing not optimal moves, right? Optimal will be buy below maybe $2.14, something along those lines. I will flip this to something crazy. And in the meantime, while we're waiting for that to happen, the bots are constantly trading, profiting us every single day. XLM, this was down what? Look at this. Let's take a look for fun. This was down $8,000 before. Right now, it's down only $2,000. In the meantime, it's been gritting out those profits. Just take a look at all the percentages in terms of the grid profits, right? That's what it's been cashing out all this time. It just keeps printing and printing and printing every single day. It is generating me some nice passive income. And maybe, just maybe, you're looking at this thinking, oh, but Dusty, it's not that much, okay? You again have such high account sizes. You're opening these bots with, maybe in this case here, $700,000. So it's easy for you. You could do this with like $1,000. I've opened some of these bots with like a $1,500 inside. You know, basically here, a BNB trade. BNB is already really high up in the rankings. I'm opening it only with $1,500. It was still able to get me $62 over the past 2 months or so, just in passive profits. And again, that is because the price did not go up as we expected. It just went sideways and sideways. It's only up a few dollars from our entry. And it's still able to make us money, even though BNB saw no pump, no volatility, nothing, right? Virtual is also $1,500 we put in, but we were actually able to make $185 in the meantime on this in the last 2 months. I don't think that's too bad, all right? Because if this was $15,000, think about it. This was $2,000 in 2 months, you know, so $1,000 a month. For some people, that's an entire freaking salary. 12.5%, so let's just call it 6% a month here from holding virtual, so 80% a year. Not too shabby, my friends. Fartcoin, 120% a year, 10% a month for just having the trade open. It's in my opinion, just absolutely insane. And I keep shouting that out. But that is why Pionex here is one of my favorite platforms ever, because it's just that effective, especially when you're not 100% sure where the market is going to go next. But the more I'm looking at this, the more I keep thinking maybe soon this XRP trade is going to be worth $1 million. It's probably not going to be too long because I just keep stacking it up out of principle every single day. But one of my friends, Crypto, has also added $2 million to his XRP long. As you can see right there, an 11x XRP long, $2 million at 230.91. So exactly the price that I'm buying at right now as well. And his liquidation is 217. So he's keeping that quite tight. I keep it way more open. Pause. But Man, this is going to be some crazy times. I'm ready for it. He's still got triple our size, but hey, I don't mind, all right? I'm very, very satisfied, and we don't gotta show off here or anything like that. We're not here to win from anybody else. It's only a journey with ourselves, and I'm looking at this thinking, oh, this is about to get juicy. But of course, I also understand that if the price starts to go down, this is not going to be a lot of fun, which is why I'm not blasting it with another $3 million, obviously. So we're keeping it cool, keeping it chill, but we're still buying below our average price, which is why it's okay for me to blast it, by the way, if you're wondering. Yeah, things are about to get really, really cool, but I really still, in the back of my head, hope we go back below $2, but if we don't, I'm ready for what's about to happen next, especially because Bitcoin's dominance used to be falling, but oh, things could get very, very juicy if this were to play out. But again, not financial advice. And this is the final day to get yourself a nice 15% deposit bonus, by the way, over on BLOFIN. That's, again, the main platform we're trading on right now. You can see if you deposit more than $2,000, you get $300 for absolutely free. You can check it out if you want to. But yeah, that's about it. Link is down below for all that. So you get another one.